The spark of my journey, all of it, started with a famous Bollywood movie which was released on 26th of January 2006. I was in 10th grade and I went to see this movie on my birthday, 10th of February, about a week before my board's examination. I belonged to a school which was, famous for producing IITians, doctors, CAs, and which made me a studious kid. While watching the movie, I got a very different perspective altogether. The three things which got stuck in my mind were, number one, you had no control as to how you came into this world. But the way you will live will decide how you will leave this world. So make some sense out of your life so that people remember you when you're gone. Number two, there are two kinds of people. One, who constantly cribs about the problems, while others who take the responsibility to solve it. Number three, most of us are either stuck in our past or constantly dreaming about the future, while missing on the opportunity to enjoy the present. Hi, my name is Shubham Maheshwari and I am the founder of Being Chef. The learnings from the movie became the pillars of my thought process. And I started my first venture in 11th grade when I launched Eco Club with my school friends. We started to work for the environment while preparing for IIT JEE examination. Back then, most of the science students used to focus into getting into an IIT. And I was no different. I remember I was decently in studies and I was decently prepared, but your destiny leads you to your destination. And my destiny took me to an unexpected destination. My self-made pressure to get good rank failed my health during the exam. Though I cleared it, but I didn't get the desired rank. Most of the people in my family suggested me to go for an IIT brand name, while I selected and I decided to study mechanical engineering at NIT Jaipur. I always wanted to become a mechanical engineer. So instead of going for an IIT brand name, I decided to go for mechanical at NIT Jaipur. I remember the first day of my college. I was not happy, unlike other students. I was feeling that I will be left out in the race of life because most of my friends went to IIT. I think that was the first time probably I had a one-on-one conversation with myself. And the conclusion was simple and clear. I cannot change the fact that I'm not getting into an IIT now. But these 4 years can be instrumental in shaping up my life. So do whatever I always wanted to do. Do extracurricular activities, get involved in societal movements, work for the nation, and evolve yourself as a good human being in these 4 years. I got involved in many movements, many activities, and I was awarded Youth Changemaker Award at the age of 19. I remember an incident. I was the face of a movement and I was asked to address lakhs of people. I had a stage fear back then and I used to always avoid getting on the stage. But as my name was already announced, I had no other option. While I was getting on the stage, I was feeling very anxious. I was having all kind of thoughts in my mind. And again, that one-on-one conversation helped me in boosting my spirit. Again, the conclusion was simple and clear. That I might not get this opportunity again in my lifetime when lakhs of people are waiting to listen to me. So just go and live it up. Just speak your heart out. After an impromptu speech of about 30 minutes, my life changed. My risk appetite went up. I got a vision that I have to work for the betterment of the society. I was in third year back then. I started observing people around me, started observing the problems that they're facing into day-to-day life, but none of the problem excited me enough. I was lucky enough to be placed in a US-based consulting firm from my college, and I was supposed to join their Gurgaon office in India. In 2013, when I shifted to Gurgaon, that was the first time that I shifted out of my hometown. I'm a big time foodie, and my mom cooks amazing, delicious meals. I always had a privilege of having food on my plate, and food never made to my problem list. But most of you can connect to it if you're staying away from the family. Daily meal is a big time hassle. Cooking is extremely time consuming and technical, while eating out is expensive and unhealthy. If you try finding a good cook, trust me boss, it's extremely difficult. Plus they also know there's a huge gap between demand and supply, and then they take the advantage of this. I was struggling for 3 months in 2013. And one fine day, all of us friends decided, big deal, let's go to the kitchen and cook our meals. We tried following a YouTube video recipe, and we cooked the meal in 40 minutes. Though the recipe was timed as 5 minutes, we ended up spending 40 minutes in the kitchen. We created a lot of mess in our kitchen. The food that we cooked, it was so pathetic. But we really enjoyed it. Because I think the sense of belongingness, when you do something out of your own hands, is unmatchable. And I think that was the eureka moment for me. I got a purpose in my life. I need to change the entire way cooking has been working around. And it has not changed from past so many centuries. I started sleeping over it, did a lot of market research. And I was shocked to know that most of the people, 90% of the people who were staying away from the family was going through the same issues in their day-to-day life. In fact, one more thing which came out in the research was that nutrition is not accessible to masses. You will be shocked to know that 80% of the Indian population is protein deficient. 75% is vitamin deficient. Nutrition has always been sold as luxury in India. That's why masses mostly ignore it. I left the job in 8 months of joining and started working on this concept full-time in 2014. After 3 levels of beta launch, we finally launched 5-minute recipe kit in June 2014. We became the first mover in the industry. Using our kit, even an 8-year-old kid can cook healthy, delicious meals within 5 minutes and 8 simple steps. We decided to bootstrap in the initial years, and we bootstrapped for 8 good years. I always wanted to create a model which can combine profit, scale, and impact. Because the agenda was always clear, to create a legacy. We were in no hurry to raise funds and get into the numbers game. We did a lot of iteration, created multiple revenue streams, made our model so extensive, and after doing all of it, then we raised the funds. The journey was extremely exciting, with a lot of ups and downs. And my constant support from family and friends was the backbone of the journey. We also were appreciated by a lot of media houses, nationally, internationally, Government of India. I was fortunate to be listed in Forbes 30 Under 30 for Asia. Was also awarded by Amazon Transformation of the Year Award in the presence of Jeff Bezos, amongst the other awards. My suggestion to the budding entrepreneurs is that think 100 times, in fact 1,000 times before you start a company. And only start a company if you feel so deeply connected to the problem that you want to solve it every single day. Once you have identified that right problem, figure out a solution which is scalable yet profitable. Make sustainable companies. And once you've done this entire fit, then don't get realized, even not be able to. Because to win a game, you have to be in the game. And you can only be in the game when you have a vision which is large enough, which will excite you in your low times. Also, never be rigid. Be adaptable. Be agile. Change as per the consumer needs. Change as per the market trends. Because history is evident. The one who has shown resistance eventually die in the competition. There's all opportunity in whatever obstacles you will face in life. Use that opportunity to contribute to this world so that people remember you when you're gone. Thank you.